Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of CS Cyber. I'm Chad.
I'm Shawn.
And today we're continuing our AI 101, and we're talking about prompting, how to get better results.
Yeah, sounds good. So I think most people think AI is bad. And I think the reason they think it's bad is because they're not prompting it right.
Right. So let's talk about how we take a quick search into something better that will give you better results.
Yeah, so there's this framework that's out there called CLEAR: context, limitations, expectations, audience, and review. So let's talk about that framework and what that means.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a really good thing to keep in the back of your mind. Hadn't heard of that acronym until we were talking about this podcast. But
yeah.
So context, what is this chat about?
Right. So more specifically, like, what is the audience like? I don't know. We've heard people say, and we talked about it on one of the other episodes about using this setup as maybe as an example. So setting up a prompt and saying, "You're this person. This is what you do." Be clear about what you're trying to get out of AI and what you want it to do.
Right. So do we want to go through these, each one?
Yeah, we can go through each one.
All right. So context, it's what this is about. Limitations, what are the constraints of what you want the output to do? What do you want it to do? What do you not want it to do?
What don't you want to see and what do you want to see?
Yeah, very clear, right? Very clearly. Expectations, what kind of in format do you want? Are you working towards a PDF? Are you working towards an Excel document? Are you working towards, a certain tone, a length? Like, what are you expecting in return?
Exactly.
The audience, who's it for?
Yeah.
Is it for a CEO? Is it for a technical person? Is it for a kindergartner, a fifth grader?
Exactly.
Whatever you want. Where did I leave off? Oh, and then review. Right. So ask it to self-check and list any assumptions, any links that it may have, referenced, or anything that you want to check for accuracy.
Yep, absolutely. So let's talk about some example prompts. So, maybe using some stuff like act as this person. Here's the context for the question that I'm trying to ask. Give me outputs in a bulleted way, or format a table. Sometimes we've used that like when we do show notes and stuff. We ask it to maybe export it as a PDF when we're finished or something.
Right.
Include risks and unknowns, or ask me 3 questions if needed, or don't be afraid to ask AI to ask you questions that it may need to make make its response more clear. I've actually seen it do that. So I've given it some parameters and it'll say, "Hey, first, before I start working on this, Can you give me like a little bit more information?" Or, so I think it's good at doing that. Right.
But it doesn't do that every time, right? I've seen it do that on occasion, but it doesn't do that inherently every single time.
Right.
So,
and there's some safe prompting too, add-ons, like making sure that it does provide you a source each time.
Yeah, we talked about that in a previous show. You did just straight out ask it, where did you get these sources? Take a look and see if they're legit sources. If it's page 404, not found. And then ask for any assumptions that it made to give you these results.
Yep.
Right. So I think overall, like, the key takeaway here is the more detailed instructions that you give it, the better your output is going to be. And then you can feed that output really right back into the AI platform and start working on it from a different angle or take it a different direction, right?
Yeah, it says, fewer hallucinations and less work. And I totally agree with that. And I think too about just using ChatGPT as AI and not using it as a search engine. I think there's some education where people need to learn how to use it in its form that it's most useful.
Totally agree.
All right. What's the next episode? Episode 7.
The next episode, we're going to be talking about responsible AI at work. And I already hit on that about, providing your employees a path to use AI.
All right.
So,
well, let's go talk about that then.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.